All right, folks, this brings us to guest spotlight, and I guess you could probably tell because we were talking a little bit earlier about shows and upcoming shows, that our guest is the one, the only Michael Havens. Mike, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. I am super excited to be here on CAS Presents Passion for Collecting. I'm very excited that you guys are getting into the podcast game, man. Everybody wants to hear more from you.
As it turns out, some of us, Anthony, like to talk a lot. So, and Ross.
Blabbermouth.
There you go.
That's my only hook, man. That's what I got.
The gift of gab. Who would have known when we were all teenagers sitting around, like, pretending we didn't like Star Wars when we really did, that we're going to get our own place to talk about this stuff. And so it's...
I never thought I'd ever get a shuttle, brother. So
here we are. And here we are. So as it turns out, rumor has it that you actually have like a toy show coming up. And man, I'll tell you what. And I know you. So you and I met in Cincinnati. It was October, and we were just hoping that the ICC was going. You were positive that it was going to happen, but there's a lot going on in the world, and you like. You want to talk about lightning in a bottle? I mean, like literally, as there's a light at the end of the tunnel, right beyond that light is blinking ICCCon, and everybody in the world that wants to go to a con of any sort has one to go to, and it's yours. So congratulations.
I appreciate that, man. I really do. I don't know. I bought into the whole Star Wars thing just a little bit too much. I think that's what the problem is. I always believe that it can be pulled out in that last 2 minutes, with Han Solo popping out of nowhere. So I'm glad that we kept pushing forward, and now that the way things are starting to clear up a bit and folks are getting vaccinated and stuff like that, which is wonderful, it looks like we're really going to have a shot to have a heck of a show. And since I'm a little bit crazy and I don't mind just throwing away some money on PPE and stuff, it works out. And we're going to keep going forward, and I think that's what's holding back other cons is it's a major expense that you're not going to get back.
Right.
I firmly believe in a year, I'm not going to need any of the 25 hand sanitizer electric dispenser things I bought.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Go
ahead, Chris.
No, you can give them away next year's giveaways because I still wouldn't mind having one at home.
You win a video game contest, you get a hand sanitizer.
There you go.
Mike, do you feel pressure to be the first big show since we've been locked down for a year?
I'll tell you what, man. I don't feel pressure doing the show. I don't feel pressure being the show because nobody's forcing me to do it. What I feel pressure of is not doing it. And the reason why, man, is how it is. You guys, you run boards like Facebook boards. And when you run Facebook boards, you have people reach out to you and they go, it's been really tough on me this past 6 months, man. I can't go anywhere. I can't go out. I can't do this. I'm thinking about bad things. And there are so many people out there that just desperately need this.
Yeah.
I know some people can't come if they're immune compromised, stuff like that. I get it. I do.
Right.
And there's going to be one next year, so don't stress it. But there's so many people that are just, I don't know, man. If you really think about it, The Mandalorian came out, which we all enjoyed. The Mandalorian came out, and not a single person who has built Mando armor has been able to show it to anybody.
Wow, that's a good point.
They're mocking
Great
them
point.
in the corner of their room for a year and a half. I mean, I feel that waiting is such a disservice to this community. And you guys see the way I run the con. I mean, there's lots of things I could change to make more money, but it would be a disservice to this community. And that's the point of this con. I'm trying to make it more cost effective and better. I want vintage.
Well, let's actually start a little bit. So I think a lot of people have heard the Michael Havens ICC story. So, but let's kind of just do a quick, because I know I've heard it the last 2 years, but because I know it can be a long thing. But let's give it like the Cliff's Notes version, right? Like, why did you start a con? Like what one day? Where did this happen?
Quick notes version. Let me tell you a little bit about the kind of person I am. I'm the kind of person that'll go to a McDonald's, and I don't care if I made $8 trillion last year. I refuse to buy a number one because it's a terrible deal, and it just kills me. So I was at a very big corporate convention, very expensive badge, $750, my wife's neck and my neck, and already $1,500 in. And I'm eating a very, very expensive plate of bad food, a very expensive soda. And I slam it down and I say I could do this better because I see things like that have gone so corporate and have lost what their soul is. and then they turn into this corporate marketing money machine. And I mean, to tell you the truth, this con I'm talking about, I love it. I will always go. I am blessed enough to be in a position where I could throw away $1,500 and it doesn't change my mortgage.
Right.
But there's a lot of people that aren't, and I really didn't like that, the way they cut out hunks of the community just because they can't. I mean, my show, man, I wanted to make it so people could still have the same exact kind of time, but if you don't have the money, you can spend $30 and still get to enjoy it on a Friday or something.
Right.
You know?
Look, I think correct me if I'm wrong, the ICCC, one of the C's stands for collectors, right?
Yes, Imperial Commissary
Collector Convention, in the same way this podcast is passion for collecting, right? Your con, like this podcast, is based around collecting, right? There's other stuff going on. I'm not going to try to pigeonhole you, but when I recall when you first came out, that's what at least I thought distinguished you from others. It wasn't just comic books. It wasn't just cosplay. It was collectors and all that other stuff.
Yep. It's more about the community. Like, for example, the hotel, instead of it just being me renting a convention center somewhere, this is a hotel and convention center all in one that I rented. So it's like a nerd oasis for 3 days. I want to hang out with friends. That's my favorite part of it. I always wanted. Here's the thing. A lot of people tell me. I was talking to Daniel Logan, and he was talking to me when we were talking about
Boba Fett.
Episode 2. Yep.
Baby Boba Fett. And we always talk.
You know Boba Fett, right? You just hang out with Boba Fett. No big deal.
Dude, he's such a nice guy. Ross, you'll love him. Well, you'll hang out with him.
I get to talk to Boba Fett?
That guy.
That's cool.
That guy. But he was telling me, he's like, Mike, man, you got to stop. And he has that, the New Zealand accent. I can't do it or else I do it. But he goes, Mike, you got to stop posting up. You're always posting up toys. I'm like, dude, toys is my hook. It's what I love.
Right.
Yeah. He's like, and I get it from a lot of the promoters and stuff too, where they say, why do you keep trying? Because I focus on vintage toys. I try to keep the tables low, and I am very, very strict on what I allow to purchase a table at my con. I'd rather have an empty table than have, I don't know, those foxtails that people do whatever it is they do with at conventions. Like, that's not for me.
I think they just look pretty hanging on, like, and your rear view mirror.
Maybe it's for like the back of your mirror.
Right, that's what I use it for, yeah.
Yeah, but so anyway, that kind of stuff I don't like. So I wanted to focus it because I go to all these other conventions because I'm a nerd, and they don't have any vintage toys ever. And I think the reason why is they price out the vintage toy vendors.
Yep.
I'd much rather have the cool toys. I mean, you're going to find the Funko Pops. You're going to find the Black Series and Hot Toys and all that stuff, of course. But you're also going to find tables and tables of vintage. And the only other giant convention, that has vintage really has 10 tables of vintage Star Wars. I mean, you'll find the Geico booth if you need new insurance. But
right.
I don't like that, man.
I'll go on record and say that, like, aside from an actual celebration, I'd never see more vintage anywhere than ICCCon.
Okay.
And I'll say as well, having done 2 ICCCs as CAS, they're our best show other than Celebration. Yeah. As far as people coming to submit to a show, it just shows you bring the collectors out.
But I bet you my tables are a lot cheaper.
They are.
Yeah, because that's the number one, man. I'm the dollar menu, baby.
Right.
Yeah,
this
look, I mean,
delicious.
three years in, the fact that we're even mentioning comparing you to Celebration is a huge compliment.
Oh,
right.
Man, I am so excited to be on this show. And even Chris was saying, what were you saying, man? You were like, oh, there's a secret and you're going to see. And I was like, dude, I'm just some guy that's loud. I'm loud and I bought a bunch of stuff. And that's something with me. Injustice.
No, but with you, there's charisma. So that's one thing that, there's a lot. So, I mean, and I'm going to touch on this for like 30 seconds because, like you are an admin of a gazillion groups, the one being the biggest vintage group, the Imperial Commissary. And typically, I sometimes can get a little bit of an attitude with groups that are heavily moderated. In fact, the very first time I got mad at a moderated group, there's a 1221 group, and I got really ticked off at this guy, Ross Barr, who wouldn't let me post something.
What a jerk!
And I actually deleted that group for a while.
Yeah. That was my first experience with Ross Barr as well.
Rule with an iron fist, sons.
Man, I love it.
Rule with an iron fist.
The same exact thing. And you have to, because, man, if you think about it, the whole point of these Star Wars groups is for us to be kids again. And when we were kids and we were in a basement, man, there is no way anybody's mom would have put up with half of the stuff that people get away with.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
That's all
right.
we are, Ross. We're just people's moms.
Right.
Well, look, I think there was a time that the 12-back group was the place to be in the hobby, right? This is before the Imperial Commissary came around, and you guys came out of nowhere and grew and grew and grew. And it's not even close. It is the biggest group, as Chris said, and the most subscribed. And, for some, I'll be honest with you, there was a period that I saw you growing, and I was a little jealous. I'm like, what the hell are we doing here? And how come this guy's growing his group? But after a while, I enjoyed your group, and I enjoy you. Obviously, we're friends.
Yeah.
And I see the headaches that I used to have all the time that I don't have anymore, being an admin of not nearly as popular a group. One of the things I wanted to ask you is your group has grown and grown, and I still see you in the middle of a lot of stuff. Does it ever get old to you? Do you get tired of kind of dealing with a lot of people's problems and things that pop up?
Here's the thing. I'm the kind of person that doesn't like to be bored.
Yeah.
So it's good for my type of personality. Also, I don't know, man. Like, for example, before this, I was doing the live sale because I've been doing the live sales since coronavirus. I do 2 a week and I just dump stuff. I mean, I don't care. I'm a very, very excessive purchaser of things. It's a definite character flaw, but so I have lots of stuff. But so I put on these little shows just to talk to people, and we sit here and talk just like this, except I've had a Boba Fett up and I'd have a gavel and I'd be like, here we go. And today we just totally stopped the sale and we talked for, I think it was like 45 minutes to an hour. And I'm sure you guys understand this because you're CAS. But we talked about how things nowadays are random things, are new variants. And everybody's like, it's a green arm Boba Fett variant or a yellow thing. And you guys won't grade that stuff. And you know what I mean? Like, anybody who gets far into the hobby understands that. But today people were just going, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And that's the hook, man. You never know who's not going to know it. And the more people that know it, that's the more it gets passed on. See, here's the thing. I love playing toys. I love talking to friends about Star Wars trivia and nerd stuff. And in order for me to have longevity with that, because I happen to be an 80s baby, I had to pick up the thing and keep going where you guys already built so much. So that way it's viable when I'm 75. You know what I mean? When I must bust my hip, I want somebody to care that I got Star Wars toys and maybe buy me a titanium hip for a Boba Fett,
Right.
That's called being a custodian of the hobby. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Taking care and teaching it.
Not mine.
And
that's a good thing.
Well, it's the one thing about the ICC that I always, if there's ever anybody new, it's a group I recommend now because it's a group that it seems like new people settle there, and there's mentors there that will guide people, that will tell people why things will happen. Like, for example, and we're gonna get to a gazillion things, but I cannot wait because I heard that Thomas Fagan's coming to ICCCon.
How amazing is he? He came out of nowhere 2 years ago.
And
That's
I'll tell you
one
what,
of those perfect examples.
he gives and gives and gives, right? Mm-hmm. I don't care who you are. If you ask this, like, is this a V5 Imperial blaster? He will say no, yes, and why to anybody, whenever. Everybody tags him. He gives and gives and gives. And this is the type of thing that you see on these groups. And this is the type of people that come to your shows. So the incentive... we're going to follow a little bit of a path here, but the people that you get to talk to at these shows are the people you've been talking to for years that you already like, and then you finally get to see them in person. Yeah. And that's something that it's intangible. It's a love.
Well, I always say, once you reach the age of 30 years old, it is extremely hard for you to make new friends. And every single day I make new friends. So do I care that I got to answer something about Repro every now and again? No. Thomas Fagan is a gem. He is helping me with Dennis Hall and Abdul and all these guys, and we're building IC Armory, which is I've talked to the guys at the Imperial Gunnery, and it's essentially going to be a Wikipedia page. So nobody's a holder of it or a custodian of it, but everybody can access it and continuously build it. Because as you guys learn, I mean, you're a grading company, this stuff, it's not like it changes, but people dig farther and farther into it. So more information is constantly new in this hobby, which I find to be fascinating. So this will allow people to instantly update. I mean, The stuff Imperial Gunnery came before and did is phenomenal.
So walk me through. Let's not get off that for a second. What is the concept again? So this is an archive for anything Star Wars related, not just Imperial Gunnery is the blasters and stuff. But
all right, what happened was. All right,
are we disclosing something you're not supposed to disclose?
The reason why I did this.
I mean, you mentioned it, bro. You mentioned it.
The reason why I did this, just like I did the same thing with the con and stuff like that. Something ends up ticking me off, and I just really want to fix it with all the power and brain power that I can use. What's ticking me off is repro people are making floating blasters and translucent blasters, and they're starting to make the repro better. Now, here's the hook, and this is just business. But here's the hook. If you spend $1 million on molds, you have to print out a lot of stuff before those molds become paying for themselves. So if we can update the databases quicker than they can improve the molds, then people will be able to distinguish their stuff immediately. Therefore, they won't be able to make money on their molds, and therefore we can literally end repro. Just take away their money. Criminals don't commit crimes if there's no money in it. So that's my plan. It will take some time. It will take the entire hobby to help each other out and come together to do. But IC Armory is going to be the place to do that because it's going to be Wikipedia, boom, boom, boom. Found this new repro, boom. It's up there. Here's the ID marks. Here's how we tell. And they can't pump out because, man, they're still pumping out. They still have another 2-3 years minimum with all the Snake River Mans of the world to sell off the repro just before they break even on the $1 million worth of molds they bought.
Yeah. So again, it's related to
before that.
It's a repro identification site, not just blasters. Any repro in the hobby.
Literally everything they make fake will instantly be updated by the community, so they cannot have enough time to make money off it.
That's awesome. That's
phenomenal.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Look, the more information out there, the better. Right.
That's the trick, man.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah.
Well, so getting back to the show, this is the third year, and things are the third show, and things are changing. So I'm not even going to call humble beginnings because you sort of started with a go big or go home attitude, right? I mean, like you rented out this enormous facility, right? I mean it and
158,000 square feet.
Yeah. I mean, it was like. You definitely, it wasn't like, we'll just do like a little Knights of Columbus. We'll see who comes. Like it was everybody. And you had people from all over the world come to this show, and so like from day one. And the first show was, it was upstairs for the most part with your vendor areas. And then there was more like cosplay stuff downstairs. Yeah. It was a 1-day show. And then you upped it to a 3-day show with your vendor stuff downstairs, and then more of your ancillary like CAS and your podcast people upstairs, and then your cosplay. And now, like you've segued into and you've merged the two best parts.
Nice.
Right? So because the best part, Anthony, have you ever been to a major show?
Celebration.
Okay, you have been to one.
I've been to Celebration.
Pretty major.
Because
pretty major.
For me, the best part. Well, the best
I regret to say though, and I have not been to an ICCCon, and that's I'm almost this year. Next one I'm there.
The IC thing, and I have always told people this: it's a train going down the tracks, and anybody can get on at any time.
Yeah.
No rush. You are never too late. We're gonna make this thing forever, man. It's not going anywhere. So you got
excellent.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing Anthony did is, because of his career, he started his family a lot later. So, whereas my kids are all older, he has like a newborn. So it's, for him to leave a wife at home, it's a little bit more of a chore for her. But what I was kind of getting,
down, man, we got a zoo. Your wife, the baby, go to the zoo. You come buy toys. You be all right.
The Nashville
I gotta say, Anthony, your Bradley shirt, man, I love it.
Yeah.
Originally a Connecticut
See,
boy.
Chris, I told you.
I never even heard of it.
I was bragging.
A vintage Star Wars figure in the store was a Bradley's, and it was a Leia Bausch.
Oh. I was bragging about this shirt ahead of time, and Chris was like, I don't even know what that is. But I bought my Biker Scout and my X-Wing that I'm looking at when I was a kid at Bradley's.
So what is it? Yeah, I missed that.
Had the downstairs toy section.
Yeah,
really
exactly.
Stores, Bradley.
Yeah. So it was a store, a department store?
Yeah, it's like a Caldor's.
Yeah, Caldor.
What the hell's a Caldors?
Angel.
East Coast
that's
It's like,
right.
oh, it's
I was gonna say, Ross,
it's
aren't
like
you
a
from
Higby.
Jersey, but
So
you're
what-
not.
what's a
You're
Higby? Yeah. I'm
No,
fake
really?
Jersey. What? So just like a
It's
Uh,
like a
sort of.
Kmart. It's like basically a Kmart.
yeah,
Or,
like a
okay.
Kmart, but way
we're
smaller.
talking 80s though.
Yeah,
You know.
80s.
okay.
Like it would have the jewelry section, and the whole family could go in there and buy all the Christmas presents for everybody at one
Nice.
store. That kind of thing.
Nice.
Like a Montgomery Wards or
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
A Sears, like a Sears,
Yeah.
like that.
Now you're talking Sears.
Right.
Now we're on the same
now,
page.
now we can relate,
Our
right? Now
region, we brought it together.
Right.
Our various regions of Voltron.
But so the thing that was the best part about ICC, well, the show, and then afterwards, especially the second year, because it was it was multiple days, was sitting around with your friends, having beer and talking toys till like 3 a.m. Because like as grown-ups, we never get to do that, right? So now it's all in one venue.
Yeah.
All that is all in the same place. So I can't tell you how excited I am about
And we got
this.
you a pool.
Oh, see? Well, yes, I should start working out how much.
Now I'm really pissed. I can't be there to see Chris in a bathing suit.
Dude, I'm smoking hot too. That's the best part of it.
That's right, man. It's on the back of the badge. Nobody's allowed to pick on you. You get a whole security detail. It's awesome.
I don't have to worry about people picking on me because I've seen all the Karate Kid movies, and I can
nice.
I can do that. All,
Crane kick?
yeah. Oh yeah. Wax
I'm
on,
down
wax
with it.
off. I'm good.
I would pay
so-
money to see you try to pull off a crane kick. That would
Oh,
be fantastic.
I'll do it. I will do it.
Well, this is video. I'm just saying.
That's
Maybe you should do it right now. Maybe you should do
It's
it right
set in
now.
stone.
So the funny thing is, I do this
God.
at work.
Oh yeah.
I do
Let's
this
see
at
it.
work.
We're gonna actually get a crane kick.
This is awesome.
And this is where my $100 floor is gonna like come
Let's
and
see.
screw me, right?
Enough talking. More crane kicking. All right. That was good.
So yeah,
was-
there we go.
That was
So-
less embarrassing than I thought it was going to be.
Well, so the thing is that so a lot of the things that people think that I won't do, understand that I am a nerdy guy that works in a factory with a whole bunch of guys that are hunters and car guys, and I'm the action figure guy. So like, really embarrassing myself is something I'm really not too worried about anymore. So
I applaud it. Nicely done, buddy. Nicely
You're
done.
welcome.
I liked it. I couldn't do it, man. I'll bust a hip here.
So, we're talking about one thing I did want to know. Hopefully, I'm not interrupting your question, Chris.
oh sure.
But just how do you think this ICCC is going to be different than the other two? Right? You've learned a lot the last couple. What's going to make this one special?
Well, see, what's cool is we were able to, because as Chris was saying, we were in a big giant rodeo, that AG Center, which was cool.
Yeah.
But we haven't really lost space. We just rented a 4-star hotel instead of a horse barn. So I'm trying to class it up. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make this a premier convention because Nashville needs one. Nashville is one of the biggest growing cities in the United States. It desperately needs a convention. Why not make a local one?
Well, plus its location is within driving distance of how many places? It's like the center of the country.
It's really where all commerce has gone through for the East Coast of the country since the dawn of time.
Right.
That's why we have so many delicious fast food joints. We have everything, man. From White Castle to Sonic, man. We got it all. But it's in really I'm trying to class it up. I'm trying to make it nicer while also trying to make it a little bit more cost effective for people. Even the tickets came down just a little. And that way I feel, all right, here's the hook. I feel that the thing that Walt Disney figured out is that people, no matter their age, are searching for an escape from reality and magic. And the only way you can achieve an escape from reality and magic is to literally own it all and then create what you want in this space. They go outside, they go grab their car, they go to McDonald's, there goes the magic. But you want to go from a convention, meet Darth Vader, get an autograph. Go on over, get a photo op with him. Go play a game of Warhammer or D&D. Go hang out with a stormtrooper from the 501st. Go grab a mojito and hang out by the pool and listen to a live band. And then go back in and watch a panel by Jim Swearingen. I got the place for you. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make it a literal nerd oasis, man.
With mojitos.
with Mahmood.
Right. And you know what? You absolutely nailed it. Because I'll tell you what happened the first year for me, right?
Yep.
Is I brought my wife, and I love her dearly. And she's not here, but I still love her dearly. But, 2 hours in, she's in Nashville, and she's like, we want to go see Nashville.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to go see Nashville. I'm at a toy show. I came down for this toy show, right? So the thing is that if there was a pool for the kids, which there is, if there's a place to get drinks and eat, which there is, then even if because let's face it, there are, for the most part, it's grown-up guys. There are some girl collectors, but for the most part, it's us, and we don't usually get the chance where we get to go nerd out, and it's hard for us to tell our family to take a pause when they're in a brand new city, unless there's something genuinely worthwhile for them to do there. And you've nailed it. This is awesome. It really is.
Yeah, but you know what, man? Always family together is wonderful, but it's also in Nashville now instead of Williamson County, Franklin.
Right.
So if your wife and family wants to go down and catch Broadway, or go see a honky tonk, or go to the Country Music Hall of Fame, or shoot, man, it'll be summer by then, or spring at least.
Right.
They could go out to the water parks. And if they want to do something like that, shoot, man, it's 5 minutes, 8 minutes in an Uber, and you can still be like, you know what, we're going to meet up for dinner, and it's going to be wonderful, and I'm going to go here, and it's cool too. Nashville's a very safe, nice, wonderful city with tons of activities. So,
hey, so who are, Chris, I'm sorry if this is on the agenda and I'm skipping, but who are the big guests that people can look forward to for signing and meeting?
Every guest is big. But no, let me look here. I'll pull it up. I'll tell you them all. What do you think? There's even one that nobody knows about. You want to hear about it? He's not a Star Wars.
Is this an exclusive?
An exclusive.
There you go.
Passion for collecting exclusive. Look at that.
If I can find the sheets.
Breaking news.
If it's Chris Whitlock, I will be autographing. So
joining us. We got 3 Boba Fetts, because I'm trying to grow my Boba Fett army. So we got Daniel Logan, who is Baby Boba Fett. We got Mark Anthony Austin, who is Boba Fett from the special editions.
Yep.
And then we have Dickie Beer, who is Boba Fett from the 77 back. Hey,
nice.
Wondering.
Wow.
But he did pretty much all the scenes in the desert. Then we have Jeffrey Cantor, who you might not know, but from Daredevil. Well, you guys do CAS.
He's definitely right? He's definitely a name for sure.
And then we got Steven Constantino, who's a sweetheart. He played a Grammarian guard. I think you guys know him.
Yep.
Jim Swearingen, who you may or may not know. I don't know. But...
Oh, we know him. We know him.
I have an embarrassing Jim Swearingen story too. But
funny.
I'm
We're
gonna wait.
All sitting with Jim Swearingen stuff covered in our wall. So yeah, we better know who he is.
Yep.
Then we got Kim Simmons, of course, the man who
Nice.
shot Skywalker. Got some pictures of
Kim's
him.
great.
We have Larry Kenny, Thundercats, and Silver,
That's a good get.
which is cool. So that's Lion-O,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Is he a voice actor, or is he part of the process for toy making?
No. Voice actor. He
Okay.
was Lion-O and like 8 other things in the Thundercats. He was
Nice.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Cocoa Bird.
Oh.
He was. What else was he? Silverhawks. You remember Silverhawks?
Oh, yeah.
The cowboys
Oh, yeah.
with the wings that flew in
Yep.
space, because that's normal. But he was like most of their voices. Bluegrass or whatever. Remember the guy with the guitar? Yeah. And then we have Tom Clark, who's really cool. He did the marketing for Kenner way back in the day. So he was, I believe, don't quote me on the dates, but I think it was 80 through 86 or something like that, or 79 through 86, where he made most of the TV commercials that we were on. We have Spencer Wilding coming, Darth Vader. So
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
Wow. That's going to be a nice one.
Yeah. Jimmy V also, who plays R2-D2
R2,
now.
yep.
He's R2. We have Tracy Lynn Cruz, Justin Nimmo, and Michael Capon, and they are the 3 Power Rangers that are going to be coming.
Nice.
So it's a White Ranger, Silver Ranger, and Yellow Ranger. John Pomeroy, if you remember Secret of Nim or Land Before Time, he's the artist, the Disney artist that did those movies. He's even still working. He actually just finished on Space Jam 2.
Okay, wow.
Like last week or something. Then James Arnold Taylor, James Arnold Taylor. He's a voice actor, man. He does a billion voices, but he is Plo Koon, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Jack Sparrow, like everything from Clone Wars and
Clone Wars, right?
Wow.
Big
Nice.
Clone Wars. And then who else? Jimmy V, I said. The last one, which has not been announced yet, which I am announcing Friday, is going to be Greg Sipes. And here's the thing, Chris. Now, all of us go, who?
Right.
Now, here's the hook. He's not for our age group. He is Beast Boy from Teen Titans.
Okay.
Oh.
Have
like that.
You see the O? So
the youngins.
there is the other demographic that we're trying to check. We want to make it fun for the whole family. And in order to do that, you have to have people for everybody.
So is he 90s Teen Titans or is he Teen Titans Go? Like
he is literally every single time Beast Boy has ever talked, ever.
Really?
Oh,
that's awesome.
I love that cartoon.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you,
wild.
So for any of our audience that's listening, so Mike's just listed off a whole bunch of people, and obviously you can find these names all on the ICC page and on the website, on the Facebook page, on the website. We're going to be doing, so one of the things that CAS does is, if you get something signed there, we can witness it, and we can actually bring it in and case that up for you. And he just listed about 50 characters that you may have action figures sitting in your closets, and you're thinking, like you want to get a set of Power Rangers done. This is the time, right? This is the first con that's had meaningful guests in over a year, and that's a lot of really cool, a lot of really cool. Like Obi-Wan. There's Plo Koon. You said there's a lot of action figures. There's going into Teen Titans and Power Rangers, and lots of plastic that can get signed.
It's a collector's convention, so I really try to make the guest stars really like a toy. You know what I mean? Like if they have a toy, I'm all about it.
Right. 3 Boba Fetts. Well, and so
that's just my own personal issue.
Mike, what are you most excited about ICCC? What are you looking forward to the most?
To tell you the honest truth, man, there's one thing you look forward to the most as a con promoter, and that's making it to the end with nothing bad happening and it working all out perfectly and everybody having a good time. But to be honest, dude, I don't know. You
personally, what is the thing? And that's a totally good and honest answer. But you want it to work out, and it will. I'm confident it will. You pulled it off twice. You can pull it off a third time. Yeah. As you walk in that weekend, what are you looking forward to? What do you want to see? What do
I want to see personally?
Yeah. What do you want to do? What are you going to enjoy?
Honestly, dude, it's the toys. It's the toys because I walk around and I see toys and I see things that, even I don't know. I do well for myself, and I certainly can't afford a lot of the things that are there. And I don't know. I always wanted to see one other very selfish reason why I wanted a convention in Tennessee was because Tennessee. It's built on rock, so we don't have basements. So most stuff in Tennessee dies in attics in 110-degree heat and 5 below zero in the winter.
That's interesting.
So we don't have toys, vintage toys. And I used to go very, very far for vintage toys. Shoot, Ross, you've seen me random places, man. I'll pop up at like a show in Connecticut, like, hey, man. I heard they had a Star Wars. So it's kind of like a bring a mountain to Muhammad kind of thing. I wanted a good show that had vintage toys, and I wanted it to come. And
having been at your show, Mike, I think you absolutely set the tone. It's kind of what you were saying before. Everything kind of rolls from the top down. You definitely care. And you don't have that corporate feel, and it's good for someone to say it other than you. You said it, and it's absolutely true.
Thanks.
But I've been there, and you should hear someone else say it too.
It
has that really special kind of indie feel that comes from a caring place. You want to put on that show, and it really resonates throughout everything. And I've really enjoyed myself the times I've been there.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot, man. Not every day you know you're doing the right thing or doing a good job. And I don't know, man. It's you, Ross. When I first came into this thing, you were like so cool with your U grade thing, no U grade shirt.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this guy, man. And I don't know. For you to say something like that, I appreciate it more than you can know.
It's true. Really it's true, bud. It's true.
Thanks.
Well, so now we've been talking for a bit here.
That's corny. Chris, take us out of this.
All right. Yeah. So actually, we've been talking for a bit here, and there are probably other things people want to talk about. But Mike, why don't we give you just a few minutes to just kind of say, because people know of the show, but what's the 2021 ICC going to look like, and what can they expect? Kind of send us out with, how great it's going to be.
Yeah, sure. There will be masks, of course, but that's okay because we can still have fun with them. There's going to be a pool. There's going to be a bar. So if you want to go into the con and walk around, we will have one-way directionals. So that way we just have to follow the path, which is totally fine. You're still going to get to see and do everything. We have so many cleaning supplies and stuff like that, but we also have so many vendors and we have so many cosplayers coming, and there's cosplay contests, and there's a video game contest with tons of 70-inch TVs, and I'm still working on a PlayStation 5. If I can wrangle one, I'm going to give one away. Worst case scenario, it'll be a couple Nintendo Switches and some 70-inch plasmas or LEDs or whatever they make them out of now.
Still pretty awesome.
Yeah, that'll be cool, man. We're also going to have new this year. We have oh shoot, and I can't remember his name off the top of his head. He made a really cool playing card game that is only vintage Star Wars figures. So he's going to be releasing that there. We're also going to be releasing the IC Armory there. We also have numerous panels that are by both movie stars, guest stars, stuff like that. Tons of trophies, tons of prizes. There's a cosplay trophy. We have droid builders who have tons of droids that are going to be there. More droids than I've ever seen are coming this year. It's really, really exciting. And Tennessee Ghostbusters, who have always been awesome. We got Star Trek folks that cosplay. I believe the Georgia Collectors have a group. Kentucky has a group. Somewhere else has a group. The Star Wars Swag Celebration Swag Crew or Swag, they're all coming. They have a table. It's really neat to see people putting in the time and effort on their side. I know you guys have seen me through these 4 years. And you've seen me the first year, it was me pitching it everywhere till everybody's brain was going to explode about how much I was going to say it. But this year, it's more, here's the guest star that's going to be released, and then I get to let people talk about it. And that's really neat to see that change. Cool. And but why are you going to come? Why are you going to enjoy it? It's going to be safe, first and foremost. It's going to be somewhere where you can hang out with your friends, do something fun, maybe play a contest, maybe wear that Mando armor that's been sitting in the corner of your room for the past year and a half, and interact with your friends. I mean, Zoom is wonderful. Things like this are wonderful. All the different things we can do on video with tech is wonderful. But there will never, ever, ever be a replacement for giving Ross Barr a big hug and pink slips.
I drink to that.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's what we're going for.
I do love a Havens hug. Not gonna
lie.
It, baby. Do love a Havens hug. Man, well, so just wraps you up. He just wraps you up and keeps you
all
nice
inclusive.
So it's good.
April 9th, 10th, and 11th. It's the first con.
16th, 17th, 18th. But you're close.
Wow. The professor got it wrong. Get out of town.
I have it written down. Well, you know what? So I thought it was my daughter's birthday weekend. It's after. So 16th, 17th, and 18th.
Cool, man.
You've been waiting.
How to do
That's
that?
Amazing.
How do you like that?
That is awesome. This is live. That was not edited. That is live. That is live.
All right, 16th.
I was like, find that.
I kind of want to use this program now. That was awesome, man.
16th,
I suspect we'll see that again.
The only show in town, the biggest show coming out of probably the craziest time of our lives, and man, I cannot wait. That's wait.
Awesome, brother. And I'm telling you, hearing that from people and hearing people really looking forward to it and having something to look forward to, that's been the biggest problem of this past year and a half. As horrible as this virus has been, it's been the people, man, the loss, the disconnect, the society. It's, I don't know. So we need to get back to it as
Coming
safe
back.
as we can, as safe as we can. We got to.
Cheers.
Move forward.
Yep. Cheers.
Computers are only kind of fun. Now I'm bored of them. Need humans.
If anybody wants to find you or find out information, we should have you give your.
So set it all off. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
You're going to find the website at icnashville.com. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, social media, anywhere at ICCC Nashville. You can find us on Facebook at IC Collectors Con. You can also find us anywhere at all by searching the hashtag ICCCON. So I will see you soon. I'll see you in this segment, right? You want me to hang out and talk about
Yeah, we're break
So,
off, and then we're
really
gonna.
soon.
Awesome.
If I don't see the folks watching, I will see you in April 16th through 18th.
Cannot wait. Awesome.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, guys. I
Thanks, Mike.
appreciate it.